Okay, here we are on the full moon. Welcome, everyone. Akasha here, Nana Akasha. And of course, I'm so excited. I love moon magic. I love the moon, the beautiful essence and power that the moon holds because it has such an incredible impact on our life from illuminating to putting us in darkness and watching all the time, everything that we're doing, allowing us to follow, oh, allowing us to follow our own inner path of our wishes and that sacred feminine that's rising. So today we are going to do a stream about the sacred feminine empowerment in this Leo full moon. So we'll dive into a little bit about the full moon so you understand the energies. Now, the full moon is on the 12th as a peak, but remember, always, 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 you have 3 days before, 3 days after or so, where you're feeling it and you're feeling it move into it. And then we go through the cycle like this, up and down through the month with the moon in every way. It is affecting our body, it's affecting our brain, it's affecting our hydration, affecting our emotions. And with the sacred feminine rising the way that it is, there's an incredible possibility available to us with these full moons all this year 2025 of the snake. This is a sacred, powerful energy, deep divine feminine, and we are super blessed to be alive and here right now with this amazing energy happening. So I want you to let go of your fears. I'm going to be sharing so much about the sacred energy really boldly because the snake and the serpent has been demonized, has been hated, has been avoided, and what we were taught to avoid is our own power, is our own divine feminine power to be a creator. So this is a feminine empowerment moon. This is a Leo moon that is rising up in your positive ego, in your positive, confident, self-loving self. Okay, so oh hi, yeah. Ah, Sylvia's got. I'm so glad you popped up, Sylvia, because my power went out and I wasn't sure whether I was still on. Yeah, the your moon, right? Your moon is in Leo, so now you've got your moon in Leo. Give me 1 second. I'm pouring with sweat for some reason. I'm going to get something. Turn on my AC. Where's that? Oh my goodness. Very confused about where I put my air conditioning. I haven't needed it for many months, but I am pouring sweat, which is a sign of this time, right? This always happens to me when I teach and do spiritual work like this. So, hi, Brittany. Yeah, there's my Leo. So, I didn't know I had Leo energy in me my whole life until, I don't know, 5 years ago or something. And people had misinterpreted my chart. They told me I was Cancer instead of Leo, and I have a Leo rising, and I'm a Sagittarius. So there's a lot of fire that I was trying to make sense of. So owning your Leo energy is intensely powerful because Leo is not the king of the jungle, the masculine over everything, rah, 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 rah. Okay. You've got to remember that, if you look at these interpretations that have been being used, a lot of them were created inside of a patriarchal mindset. Doesn't mean they're bad. It just means that this is how you see things. And so everything's written as him instead of, he, she, or them or something. And everything is done in a way that is about, oh, well, Leo, because it's strong and it's big and it's the king, it's all about masculine energy. No, it's not. Leo is a positive sign. It's positive ego. Hardly anyone has a positive ego. Think about that. It's a natural thing inside of you. Okay. I hear the beepers and bangers going on and off. Um, so that means the electricity's cutting in and out. So what happens? We have backups. So I'll find out if I cut off from you. So think about this Leo energy, whether you have it for a second while I run and find my air conditioner remote. The idea of Leo is a positive ego. It's you love yourself, but you don't love yourself like, oh, I'm better than other people. And you don't even compare yourself to other people because you're a friggin' Leo. You're a bonfire. If you look at fire in the different signs, so there's three fire signs, three air signs, and so on. And they all have a different quality. They have a different flavor. They have a different essence. As a Sagittarius, I'm a fire sign, but I'm like I'm the fire that goes up and goes down and flash fires and then burns really hard and then goes down to embers, and Aries, well, that's all fixed, bam, 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 So you've got Leo is just like, woo, here I am. Here I am. Isn't this fabulous? Here I am. And just bonfire. No, like, oh, I should hide myself. Is it okay if I have a bonfire? And it's not from rudeness and it's not disregarding other people. It's pure positive ego. Okay. I want you to really think about that because we're in the full moon. This is a harvest. We're receiving where things are being illuminated. We're sowing what we reap, so to speak. So you want to think about whether you're Leo or not. And if you have any aspect of that, this is going to be really, really interesting with the snake energy, the shedding energy, massive, massive levels of deep transformation are happening because guess what? We were in the dragon year. Everybody loved the dragon year. I love the dragon. Woo, 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 fly high, go here, the magic, magic. But do you feel the difference that now it's like we've come down into our bodies. We've come down into the earth. We've come down into reality. And instead of being like, wow, this is great, that was good to pump us up. But now we have to remember we're bringing that down here. And if it's a positive ego, if you are feeling fabulous, full of courage, what are you feeling courageous for? Because again, courage has been, oh, men who go kill people in fields, they have courage. Men who came up with a different way to kill people, they have courage. Okay. I would love for that to change because whatever you thought at the time that people did it inside of that energy. So if they did it from honor or chivalry, there was that aspect to it. But hello, okay, we're growing up. And it's one of the reasons that the sacred feminine empowerment has to happen for the planet. The sacred golden Kundalini awakening has to happen. Our 33 Adam Cadman level template from the deepest level of our mystery, which is our body, mind, spirit, all of it has to start to come back into balance, but it's going to be very different than what we imagined. Let me see. Is there anything else about Leo? Leo is also, shines the light on anyone. It's not like, oh, there's only so much light. It's a very abundant sign. It's a very abundant energy. Like, whoop, here I am. I got light. I got light. Oh, you need some light here. I got light. Oh my gosh, I've got so much light. So, people like Brittany, she has this passion to helping women and girls becoming women. I was like, women in becomingness or something. Women in blossom, in blooming, to break out of their reality, to go somewhere. And you've had this dream a few times of like, wow, it would be different in an inspirational and intentional energy. If I took my courage and my passion, and instead of going out and trying to get stuff for me, because we're all programmed that that's not such a good idea, and we have to keep moving into nourishing ourselves, taking care of ourselves. Do you think that Leo can go, oh, I'm fabulous? If it has starved itself of love, if it has stripped itself of honor and respect, if it doesn't believe it's any good, Leo can't. And if a Leo is thinking that, it is in deep, deep suffering, deep, deep denial. And that manifests as all kinds of crazy stuff, right? So when you have a passion in the full moon, right? Because it's not the seed planting time, although we're always in some form of planting and harvesting our dreams. It is the time of stopping and saying, where am I? Who am I? Stop rushing. Stop having a to-do list. Stand in your power. Shine your light. Just feel all your light. Don't care about who's seeing it, who's not seeing it. Is it the right thing? Isn't the right thing? Everything. Be in it. Okay, I'll be right back. Thank you. I think my cat knocked it down and then moved my light. So, what I thought would be really cool is if we went and wrote down, if you shared to yourself or here, what is your Leo wish? What is your Leo? Notice I got some candle smudge here. Um, Leo full moon. And the thing about the moon energy is your wishes, but it's more emotions, okay? Because Venus is the embodiment of your wishes, the divine feminine aspect of Venus. And interestingly, here, Kuku Khan, who is typically a god, a masculine figure, yet is the embodiment of unconditional love. So I'm not sure that there's actually a gender, other than, again, at that time, it was normal to talk about things like that. However, you need the balance of gender. You need the balance of masculine energy, feminine energy, yin, yang, positive, negative, and so on, to create a lot of things. So keep this in mind. Keep this in your notes. Just have a little bit of clip notes or something for your astrology wisdom, because you don't need to go dive in and do a lot of learning. If you just have enough that you know, if someone says, oh, Venus is going into retrograde, Venus is going into retrograde, by the way. So I'm getting Donna Stellhorn back to talk about that too. I'll talk about the planetary alignment, talk about the snake year, and March is going to be the equinox eclipses. Okay, both of the eclipses moved really early this year, right? Sometimes they're May and June even. So they're in March. So what are we doing in March? Well, one of the reasons that this retreat has been knocking on my door, and I was processing so much from going to England, doing all the sacred work there, all these new aspects and doors of my business opening, then coming back and just feeling like I was still in the flow of that sacred experience. I live here with the Maya. So I came back and immediately got called back into my heart, my passion, got called to Chichen Itza, which I literally have not been to in the 10 years that I've lived here, because it is the most famous site. And so as a world wonder, it gets a lot of people and you can't climb anything. I go to the sites where you can touch it, you can climb it, hopefully. There's less people, it's more pure. We can meditate, we can have activations, we can often get private access. So that's more of what I'm into. And yet this site started to call me about a year ago. Okay. And even though this is the temple of Kukulkan, that is the sacred light serpent. So the light of the sun is what lights the moon. You can't have a moonlight illuminating your life without sunlight, right? So we go back to we're weaving, and we've been out of balance. We don't really understand what sacred feminine really looks like, really feels like. We have a few role models, but then a lot of times, because of the system, because of the culture, because of our training and our belief systems that we're shedding, you can't believe who we're going to be at the end of this year. Wow. So what's going to happen is this year we're just going to shed and then shed and then shed and then shed. But the cool thing is every time you shed, the sacred rattlesnake, okay, there's a special one only here that the Maya based all of their wisdom on. They achieved the most advanced calendars and astrology and sacred geometry and building and architecture and science and magic and math and writing, and oh my goodness. And the wisdom of the Maya is rising. It's literally coming up out of the land, coming up out of the stone. People are asking about it. People have heard of it, whereas even 9 years ago, 8 years ago, people were like, I didn't know the Maya were still alive, or I didn't know there were pyramids here. And that's the way it's been. And there's a reason. So we have to be feminine empowerment, divine sacred wisdom is also been stricken from ancient cultures. Mostly it's all about the priests, but there were priestesses. The priestesses were equal, as powerful, as revered, as respected, had their own beautiful areas, had their own classes, and then in unity, equality, came together with the priests. And I'm just using that kind of as a general term to people who were trained in the sacred arts, the mystic arts, healing arts, astronomy, day watchers who tracked time, daykeepers, star watchers. There were all the roles in society. And yes, of course, there were people who were farmers. We're talking about the sacred society. These places were enormous cities that had no one living in them, no one buried in them, no castles and kings in them. They didn't do that. Okay. That came later from other cultures and things got mixed in. There's always a mixture. We're going back to the purest essence of the divine. And that means we have to shed what we believe is possible and what we have seen as meaning anything. We can't give it any more power. How can the sacred feminine slide out of your current skin, slide out of your identity? How can you do that? Are you tearing it away and putting it back? Are you holding on to it? Are you hiding in fear? How are you holding on? Because this is a shakeup. We're going to have a shakeup. We've got Uranus and we also have Mercury. Uranus is awakenings and sudden changes and let's do it now and innovation. And it can be fantastic, but it is rarely something that's expected. So that means that what is shedding or what comes from what you're shedding or whatever you're moving towards is going to reveal itself very quickly. And here's what's going to happen. I'm getting a really powerful download right now. Thank you. Thank you. So we're always inside of the Infinity Healing Chamber. Really bring yourself into the sacred temple between the worlds at infinity. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I enter the sacred space in reverence. Please be here in love, peace, and harmony. Leave everything else outside the door because your transformation is happening. And we need you. We need your higher self right here. We need you to come up into this higher space. Breathe in. I allow this Leo full moon to bathe me in divine silver goddess ray. I place no limits on myself based on gender, body size or type, age. I shed my identity and allow this divine sacred moon to shine on me and show me what's under these dead leaves, what's under this dead bark, what needs to be cleared away. Imbolc has happened. We have the stirrings of life within us, within Gaia, within the earth, within Ishel. Now is the time. There is not one person on this planet, regardless of age, gender, body size, profession, location, geography, financial status, marital status, friendship status, Facebook status. Shed it all. The full moon looks through this like an X-ray. Divine feminine power is here. We are no longer talking about it. We are no longer pretending. We are no longer hoping one day to see it or to give it some time. There is no time. Time is now. Time is only now. Time is always now. This is a sacred feminine principle that must be embodied. I am time. Time is within me. I am the vessel for the divine. I stand tall. I hold my beautiful crystal light container, this light body, with everything that I love and everything I forgot and everything I fear and I hate and everything I wish I had. All of it is here. And suddenly there's a stillness. You have burned and you have burned and you have burned. And still we stand at the crossroads. No. That is the illusion that is pulled over your eyes because you wouldn't go deeper. You wouldn't go into the dark. You wouldn't go into the womb. You don't know how soft it is. It is so soft, you may never want to leave, and yet you do. Because when you are nourished, you no longer fear anyone. When you are nourished, you know balance is at your fingertips. When you walk with your sacred feminine, when you open the mysteries that you think are dead or no power lives in them, you underestimate yourself, the truth, and the divine. Because this blueprint of the universe lives within you. Everything is one. That's a hologram. The hologram is that you are one and you are everything and you are separate and you are one. And I am you and you are me and we are nothing and we are no one and we are everyone and we are everything. And we are now and we are then and we were and we will be. And this is eternity. When you chase, when you push, when you live in your masculine with no sacred, divine, loving, creative, mystical, mysterious cauldron within your own center, it boils. It's overflowing. What are you doing with it? You were told to fear your power. Your power is your power to create. You can't create without the masculine. But you can't create when the masculine is sitting on you, when you believe that the power is in the form. The power is not in the form. This is the rules. Enter. And you must shed the first layer of your illusion. The body that you are living in has 7 layers that must be shed. You must prepare because this is happening. It is happening in only a few weeks. For 33 days, you will have a chance to rise and to come down and to fill your vertebrae with golden light, to fill your sacral, your womb. This is not the body, but it is. This is the field. This is the aura. This is the mind. This is the creation. This is the blueprint. This is who are you? You do not know if you do not know your mother. You never know if you do not know your mother. When the world decided to take the mother away, we killed ourselves. We stabbed ourselves deep in the heart and we bled out. And we laid on the earth and we could still feel her heartbeat. And like zombies, we began to move through a life that had no heart, that had no soul, that had no connection, where cruelty was tender, where respect was given to violence and cruelty, where lack of caring and hoarding, belief in limitation and hard work began to build all around until there was nowhere to touch. Divine Mother Earth. That in precisely this moment when you thought it was all dead, you felt the stirrings of spring. And the mother said, we are eternal. And this is the moment you remember that you are eternal and you will never again make one single choice that isn't married to the beauty that you came to create in this eternal now. Don't look elsewhere. Gather your tools as if you are going to make the most miraculous elixir, something that is going to help you fall in love with yourself. What if you brew a love potion in this divine moon? You put the water out, you added the flowers, the herbs, the stones, you spoke to the heart and you said, I am ready to fall in love with myself. I'm ready to receive the divine from above and from below and from within. And I'm ready to receive without guilt. And that poison begins to leave you. And this is what you have feared. Is the divine feminine, are the sacred feminine mysteries that live within your very cells, your very Janissa crystal. Your body is formed with these mysteries. You can't escape these mysteries. You will continue to burn and to burn yourself and burn down everything you create and feel you are never enough and overachieve and chase down the certifications and the people and believe that everything you've done is holding the power over you. But it isn't. And with one simple breath, your divine feminine power opens the door within you. I'm ready to fall in love with myself. You hold the full moon in your hands as if you are holding it up into the sky. You feel like waters of liquid silver light coming down into your hands and moving through. Oh, it is delicious. You drink it into your palm portals and send it to all of your incarnations through time and space. Oh, thank you. And then you let it come down, down to your veins, feeding your body, feeding your cells and your aura, feeding your chakras, bathing your mind. Is your mind ready to be illuminated? Then you must remember to stand up, to stop worrying about what has happened. Nothing happened that didn't become something for your medicine. If you just simply say, all is forgiven and all is accepted and all is transcendent, bringing me to new heights as I release everyone and everything and every time, because I'm much more interested in receiving the light, becoming the light, radiating the light. Down, down. Now again, feel that divine temple, the beautiful temple of the Maya, and see the moon full sitting on the top of the temple, on the top of the 9 waves of consciousness. And see the moon inviting you. And now you are standing on the top of that pyramid, bathed in the full moon, so big above you. It is an entire world above. You feel your feet grounding down into the divine Mother Earth, Ishel, and deeper into Grandmother Jaguar, Ish, Mukane, the heart of the mother. Now, plant your Kundalini. Let the light of the sun, the divine messenger of the gods, Mercury, bringing and sprinkling you with synchronicities and paths and beautiful doorways. The communication is open. There is beauty, like spreading sparkles of fairy dust all over you, in front of you. This is what Mercury is doing. Listen, follow. Thank you. Uranus, thank you. Thank you for the awakening. Thank you for the change. I accept your support because I know within I am ready. Above, the moon and the sun, like 2 discs of gold and silver light, overlap and come down over you. You stand inside the eye where they overlap. You are inside of the Vesica, Pisces. Let there be light. Here, receive your messages and your medicine from the moon, from Leo. Let that power of self-love run through your veins. Now you know exactly. Everything is pouring into you. You feel yourself becoming this recipe. It's stirring up all the things needed for this beautiful, incredible elixir that is going to allow you to fall in love with yourself. Not in ego, in truth. To stand in your divine feminine, to own your power, to bring down the moon and the sun, to conjure up the earth, the crystals, the spirit of the jaguar, all of the hummingbirds. They are here to co-create. The beauty is abundant. That is my life. The love is palpable. That is my life. Allow now the light to just pour down your vertebrae, bathe everything in divine gold and silver light, and pool in your womb at the base of your spine, bathing your 8 original cells, your Janisa crystal, holding the blueprint for your soul, your body, your powers. And this blueprint knows this moment was going to happen, knows exactly what to do. Let it drink in the wisdom. I'm ready to resurrect the divine mother within me. That is the essence of owning my power to create, to choose. I am supported and loved. I walk in divine grace and ease, and all that I require comes to me. The doors open with my loving touch. I do not chase anyone. I trust my heart and my path to bring to me in every moment that which is optimal. Everything is here and I know it. There's an infinite supply within me, and I accept that in every moment divine wisdom is guiding my thoughts, feelings, ideas. I accept these messages from Mercury, illumination from the divine moon, and all the support and guidance, because I do want a real awakening and a real change, a powerful change. So I accept Uranus to change my connection to my divine feminine, to the sacred wisdoms that live in the earth and in all of us, and to begin to trust it, love it, accept it, call it, conjure it. This is the tipping point. The snake is a very beautiful mother. She stays with her eggs. She keeps them warm. There's a beautiful nest. It has been waiting for you. It is in your heart. It is the nest of the divine golden serpent, of Kundalini, of life force, of the life force of the divine feminine. Give it permission to begin to reappear to you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you to Luna and the moon and Ishel and to the earth. Thank you to this divine light infusion. I accept this through my body, mind, and spirit in exactly the optimal ways, amounts that are most beneficial for my highest good. And I ask these energies, this healing, this transformation to continue as long as is optimal for my highest good. Thank you. I accept. Thank you. I accept. Thank you. And allow it to go deeper and deeper and deeper into you. Because these beautiful portals on our spiritual journey through this magical, mystical, multidimensional universe are always unfolding to something new. Use these portals for your transformation, your happiness, and focusing on bringing your wishes to fruition, and you will bless you and bless me. So I ask that this is a blessing, and I put my intention that this blessing go out to the planet and the stars and down to the very core of the earth, out to the ends of time and back, and it is offered with love to all who wish to tune into it, permanently a part of the Akashic records. And now we all ask to keep a clear communication to this as we enter our bodies. We enter this moment and we enter this now timeline, which is different than the one that you left because you are different. All right. Good morning. Hi, Christine. No apologies, please. Thank you for being here. Oh my gosh. So I'm going to leave you. I'm going to flow right on in to the idea of staying inside of this. It felt really deep and juicy and delicious, and I'll be re-listening to do that. Let me just check. Let's see if I'm able to do functional things here. And I know we have some really fun shows coming up, so I want to make sure I share those with you. And so let's take a quick peek and let the left brain take over. Oh, yes. I think this is on Thursday. So the dolphins, we have a dolphin retreat coming up. It's also a light body healing school. You'll be able to turn that into a certification if you want. You're going to learn infinity light weaving. You're going to get the whole course, and then you're going to learn it live in person and use it with the dolphins on the dolphins. You're also going to get to kiss and hug and do third eye activations and all those good things. And so if you also, we're going to do communication because I want you to up level your intuitive communication skills with all species. So whenever I say dolphin communication, they want me to say interspecies communication because they're going to talk to the waters, to the land, right, to the sun, to the dolphins, and so on. They want to do some healing. They want to do some light weaving with you and some divination. So we're going to have fun. That means you can come and ask questions. Okay, so this is where you find that retreat. And also there's a link below. And here's the Mayan retreat. Now, what I'm going to be doing is something very new, and it's all downloading to me since Chichen Itza called me a year ago. I finally went in November. And it turned out to be a very interesting trip. I just answered the call. There was a potential job. All these things kind of drew me there. And then I ended up just being there 3 days in peace. I could go on to the site morning, afternoon, night show. I got so much time with it that changed my perspective of too many people. And the sacredness of it, the importance of it was calling me back. And I've talked to some other Mayan teachers or teachers of Mayan wisdom, and they said something similar, which I found really intriguing. They said, that's true. I said, I haven't been to Chichen Itza. Well, not only not in the 10 years I've been here, but the last time I went was 20 years ago. And it was the first place I went with Chris, which then we have this whole Mayan history, and that's why we're here. So, but we also are seeing the sacred feminine come alive. We're seeing the manifestations of the priestesses, the medicine woman, the earth keepers, the women who did all of these different sacred roles and were basically written out of history. And that's, both within a culture, because that was the thing that happened on the planet, was to just stop letting the women do anything and have any value, and, downgrading them to no education, no power, no rights, no money, right? We own you. Now we've been slowly coming back, and this is just we've got to dive off the temple, now. So the there's a whole thing I'm going to share with you about it's weaving together from the serpent here, the idea of Kundalini, which I've been very hesitant to teach specifically because the Light Body School really is like all these different things to do to get ready. And now we're in an accelerated time, and they're saying, yeah, it's the year of the snake. You've got to teach safe Kundalini awakening, and you have to help people understand what it means. It is awakening the pool, the resource of unconditional love within you. And there is an ancient Mayan initiation of 33 days of Kukulkan, where you go, where the light serpent actually comes down on the temple for 33 days, and the equinox is only in the middle of it, and it grows from, I believe, 6 light triangles till at the end 9. So it is downloading the sun golden into your vertebrae, into your chakras, into your kundalini, into your womb, and energetically, spiritually, mentally, emotionally. This is multidimensional. This isn't just, and then rising, and this happening every day. I'm going to be doing this as a personal journey. I'm going to be going for 3 days or so in the beginning, the first 3 days, 3 days at the end, and I'll be there with my retreat on the equinox. So if I have an opportunity to go there more days in person, but it is 3 hours from my house. So, however, the idea is what I'm going to bring in, the wisdom of all of that knowledge, and there'll be an opportunity to do that with me in a way, even if you're not coming to the retreat. So there's the rising of the wisdom, that the sacred feminine is the Kundalini. And where we see the Caduceus, and there's 2 sides to Kundalini. Yes, it's masculine and feminine, but it is the sacred feminine. And this is the thing that's really been buried, is that The divine is sacred feminine, and we think of it as women and men, so we think, oh, we can't say that, or that's not fair. No, the divine is sacred feminine, and that is something we have to understand at a different level. Then within it we have masculine and feminine, yin yang. Okay, so everything is contained within it. Gaia was complete within herself and began to create her children, create the elements. Whatever story culture that you look at, there's this wisdom, and it's just friggin' coming out of the earth right now. It's coming up everywhere. It's so fun for me to look back at the retreats that I've done for a long time now. I mean, way back in Egypt, but over the last 10 years, I've done 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I think 15 retreats, either here or in England, Greece, wherever, different places. And that I can look now what we were doing, what we felt. I can see the progression, but I can see it more from this higher perspective of we were a part of a global transformation. Us going there was activating light points. Us doing certain things was bringing something alive. When I say you bring your key codes, you have energies within you you don't know about. You might become aware of it. Wow, it feels like I downloaded something into this earth. You may not know it. You might just walk by a temple or a tree and it just, oh, thank you. That's exactly what I've been waiting for. We've been waiting for you for so long. You may have a profound awareness of your download, or your transformation, or not, but there is this exchange that's happening. And it's happening with the temples and even with the coffee, it's happening. It doesn't have to be in the trees and the sacred things, but of course that's the place that it's most concentrated and it's most powerful, because we're allowing it to speak to us in silence. We're giving it reverence. We're giving it respect. And I've been living here and I'm constantly called to go. And I've been reading and studying and looking for different authentic Mayan wisdom keepers and day keepers and so on. And it's interesting because it's like certain things open up and then certain things didn't. And I realized after Chris had his Kundalini awakening, his seizure, I couldn't do anything else. I had to shut everything down. And so that, even though I'm living here, got shut down for several years. And then it just didn't seem like the priority as things progressed. There were other things that had to get together in my life. And yet here I am, I've been here, I've been asking for this, I go to the temples all the time. And then suddenly, just right in the last 6 months, certain doors open, certain sites call me, certain energies want to open a deeper secret door. I talk about Cuckoo Khan, I talk about the Jaguar, I talk about all these things. And yet now there's this like a whole, it's like, oh, okay, you have proven yourself. You have done this long enough. Now we're going to open doors to the next level. We're going to open doors to teachers and people who do this and want to do things together and that you're aligned with, and answers are deeper. I want to know more and more and more and more about Ishel. I've been, with Ishel, the goddess, and some people don't even know that she's the earth mother, right? It's more of these other things. And so as I learn, I'm going, I'm naming my house after my cat and I'm working with her, but I still know that there's a deeper wisdom and an understanding within that ancient culture that we don't know, or that some people do know. And the people who've been trained by Mayan elders it's the same as all the cultures, right? The Zen masters who's like, no, I'm not going to tell you what to do, until you go through your first initiations and until you, get out of your ego and you stop being so impetuous and you start learning some of those things about be present, be here. Everything is already here. There's a lot of sacredness here. Don't go chasing it, right? And then the Zen master does the same thing. And this is like, get that going, come to these places, relate to it the way you do at the time you go. And then you might go back because, I went to Greece 2 years ago, and that's probably like the 9th time I've been there. And the first time I went, I was 9. And so I could see, I was standing in Delphi and I was like, there I am when I was 9. There I am when I was 23, there I am when I was this, there I am. Oh my gosh. And we were all there because all the time exists. And these places are so pure because people aren't living and shopping on them. We have access to time, to history, to wisdom, to knowledge, whether it was us or not. And that was just in this life. So the awakening of the Kundalini, the sacred feminine, I've been being told for ridiculous amount of time that I need to get more in touch with my feminine. I've done it in different ways. I couldn't probably have dove as deep as we're being asked now. And now it's just sort of like, since the serpent year started, it's like they pulled off the covers, that you put over all the furniture or whatever, and you go away on vacation or something, and then you pull it all off or at the vacation home. And ta-da, it's not like, oh, let's work on it a little more. Let's go talk about releasing stuff more. Let's not. Let's just release it. Okay. Don't focus on releasing it. Just say, I'm ready to release it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And then do whatever you do. And then move into what you want. What do you want? What do you want? What do you want? What's coming down? What's your wish? What would feel good? What would be wonderful? Because you are radiating that reality. So it's vital that you get in touch with your ability to realize your creator. And when you don't, here's the thing that happened, whether it was intentional all the way down to some conspiracy theory or not, doesn't matter. Who cares? How, why, what, when? I don't want that anymore in my consciousness. I want to look at, where is the world going? How do we rebalance the world? How do we resuscitate? Good one. Resuscitate the divine feminine and bring it out of the shadows and out of the witchcraft and out of the evil and out of the scary and out of the emotional and out of the you're to this or you're to that or silliness and I don't know, whatever else is in there, because we've all been it. We've all been about part of cultures that have had it. It's not like we're upset with any one person or thing. Okay. We've all been raised inside of this. We couldn't see. We were blind. And until not that long ago, 20 years ago, maybe, we were really blind. We were still really, really moving through darkness. We couldn't perceive things. We couldn't understand things. We literally thought that the ancients were superstitious when they were just like so advanced from the perspective that it was pure. They were connecting through these divine dimensions. They were working with everything around them. And they may have had fear, like of being eaten by something, right? But the fear wasn't the fear we have every day. So I want to tap into their wisdom. I want to tap into their peace. I want to sit on their temple and feel what they felt, know what they knew. Let that sun come down through me and fill me with gold and wisdom, light that's eternal, that's been coming down. Ooh, that's right. We did an eternal thing. Oh, I'm going to totally listen to this. Okay, I'm going off on a whole new thing. I'm going to show you a few more things about what we're coming up. So another temple that we're going to for the equinox is called Ekbalam. And many of you know, or maybe have seen many of my other podcasts. If you want to look below, there's probably a whole Mayan section. And we have done Jaguar Vision Quest here before with retreats. I go a lot myself. We went on the way to England, and after we left and we ate, Chris then had two more. I just call them deaths because he sort of had a seizure, but he saw the light. He died in the car. We were in the middle of the jungle. There was nothing to do. And then I got him back, and then he left again. And that was after we went here. So I'm not telling you you're going to die. However, honestly, I think that it was like a reboot because we were on our way to England. So we went into the hotel at the Cancun airport for the night. And I'm looking at him thinking, do I have to cancel my trip? And he's got more light coming out of his eyes. And he was very tired and, of course, mentally concerned, like, okay, what happened? And yet we both knew when we went in there, we went in with Jaguar. Jaguar medicine's been my thing. Now I know that my life guide is grandmother Ish Mukane, and she's grandmother Jaguar. And I love going to this place. We can climb the pyramid. We can sit in front of this. This is a whole altar, very rare of what's been preserved because the door that the priestesses would go in has got the jaguar teeth. It's like the mouth. Above it, you have angels and guides, and you have all the beautiful energies coming down. It shows you that you're in between worlds. You know, they have such beautiful and magical, loving meaning to everything that they did that I feel like the more that I get these new doors open, confirming what I've personally learned, going to these sites, talking to them, leading activations for myself, for friends, for small groups, for my retreats, this has become what I've been living and breathing. And I didn't really respect it and honor it to the degree because it felt like it wasn't moving forward. And it was sort of like, okay, now you have been here long enough, you've learned enough, you have some kind of resilience, you're not attached to stuff, whatever. And now the doors open. So the shedding is leading you to doors that open. So we will be here, and I want to share that with you. It's just gorgeous. You're going to love it. And I'm going to do one. This is the temple at Chichen Itza, where the serpent of light comes down. So we will be going there. We will be there when that happens. We will be in the environs. You can go even to the night show. That's what this is from. And I want to share some of the things, just pulling this wisdom out of the ancient Mayan wisdom that I've been living with, understanding, embodying, and communicating with. And it feels like an important time to free people from stress and give you these paths to remember that you have the happiness within you. And a happiness is a very high state of consciousness. So this is a mastery state. It's not silly. Okay, this is everything we talked about. So I don't think we need to go through any of it. That shaking, though, I didn't mention that quite as much of the shaking energy. So you may feel like everything's being turned upside down, shaking Uranus, the awakening. And it feels like to me, like shaking and getting those dead leaves that are still hanging off, things that are outdated, things that are dead weight within you. Is this a serving way to use your mind? Are you using it creatively? Are you using it destructively? And let the moon illuminate it for you so you can be free of carrying that dead weight. Okay, endings and beginnings, accepting sacred feminine mysteries, and all that good stuff. So, okay, fantastic. Thank you so much, everybody. Lots of love. Namaste. Yay. You're so welcome, Brittany. I love you so much. Oh my goodness. You're going to just be so, those of you who are interested in this way, I like to take what I have learned about the body and energy medicine and mysteries at Egypt and Greece and Lakota and all these different practices in Celtic, and then now living here, opening something that seems very unknown because the world didn't understand the Maya or even know about them. And it feels like being part of a mystery that we're opening up. We're opening something that's been preserved, that has literally been put to sleep. There was a reason that the divine feminine in all over the planet in many, many forms, and this particular one for me, it's been hidden. It's not been time. It wasn't ready. And we feel that within us. So everything that I have been seeing and feeling is being affirmed. And it's overwhelmingly wonderful because I think we're used to being denied or criticized, even to ourselves. So enjoy this. Please share with me what you felt and everything. And then I will see you in a couple of days for some dolphin divination. Okay. Thanks, everybody. Love you. Oh, I did. I didn't do that, did I? Okay. Be nice. Here's the da-dee-doo-da-day. There it is. Okay. That's how you get to that one. But you can go to the shop and you can see the links there too. Okay.